up the five-star hotels, do you not also believe there are patriots out there as well? Because we talk to Director Mike every week, and Director Mike believes that there is also, to counteract the thugs, Mark, there's a lot of patriots, there's a lot of people that are out there as well getting the country, having the country's back right now. And that if this erupts, that they're not going to just be able to run roughshod over the country without resistance. I believe that just as much as I believe the thugs are out there. Don't you?
Yeah, and this is what I've been warning about. So I'm warning about this. I got a friend of mine that's veteran, did 9 tours. He was a pilot, Air Force. And he said, look, we got 14 million veterans that can walk into combat today. And Trump's bringing these guys home. So the last place these guys want to start something is on American soil. Not to mention the fact we got between 90 and 100 million gun owners in this country, patriots in this country. They may not have ever served in the military, but by God, I can tell you one thing: there'll be 90, 100 million worth of gun owners on the street that'll take these guys back over. So this is what I've been warning about. This is what we don't want.
We don't want.
This is what we don't want. And I've been seeing stuff right here, and I'm not even going to read this right now, but there's a warning right here from a veteran telling them of this same exact scenario that I'm telling you guys. He's warning these guys, don't think for one second that we won't act. And so this is what we don't want, but they're going to try and push this, Chris. This is why I believe they've got to do something to, get control of these things. Start rounding these guys up now. Maybe he will. I don't know. I have no clue what the plan is. We're just going to have to be careful between now and, a couple of weeks after the election.
Yeah. I'm just, while we're on the subject of the election, Mark, we're down within 30 days. I mean, tonight is the 5th. We're down to 28 days now till we vote.
I'm ready to do this.
I'm ready to do this too. A lot of people are early voting. I think our state in Tennessee next week, we start early voting. I'm going to get in there early. I just want to give a little shout out to a young man named Caleb Joseph McDonald. Got his voter registration card in, and he's ready to go with his dad down there. But Mark, I do believe that the Christian church, the Christians, are going to hold the key to this election again. I do. Whether people want to admit that or not. I hear all these polls about the independents and the Republicans and the Democrats and this group and that group. But the one group that's going to make a difference in this election in 2020 are believers. And we cannot afford to sit on any kind of idea. I heard James R., my dear buddy, James R., said this last week, and it was so powerful what he said. And he was talking about the election. He made the comment, and I shared this with you this afternoon. He looked into that camera and he said, you know something? He said, I'm glad that some of you are nervous. He said, because there's an element in this country, and he wasn't even talking about people of faith, but he was just talking about patriots. He was talking about the people on the right. And he said, there's some people out there that would sit at home, if they think we've got this in the bag, they would just say, well, I ain't got to go vote because everybody else will handle it for me, and Trump will think. You cannot think like that tonight.
No, you cannot.
You have got to make sure that every single vote is cast tonight, folks. Understand, that's what we're trying to encourage you to do tonight. You've got to be nervous. You need to be nervous because the forces that want to destroy your country are fighting with everything in them to do that. Right. And I was watching Joe Biden on a commercial today, and I thought to myself, he sure does act real cognizant in that commercial. And then when you see him on the camera, it's just like he's in this never land smoke. Do you think he's faking this stuff, or do you think he's that demented, or do you think he's
I don't know, honestly. I really do not know. All I know is this. I want to touch on something before I forget it.
Go ahead.
What you were saying.
Go ahead.
We need to get out and vote. The president himself is asking for volunteers to watch over the polls or the election places right now, okay?
Yes.
A poll watcher. So if you can volunteer and do that, guys, volunteer and do that. The president himself is asking for it. So get out and vote in person. And if you can volunteer to be a poll watcher, please do. Because look, we got to get votes, Chris, so much more than what they have to get to counteract the cheating.
Exactly right, buddy. That's what my point was. Exactly.
Does that make sense?
Total.
If
that's
people out there, let me say that again. We got to get
more
votes, way more votes than what we're expecting to counteract the cheating. Because if they're going to ever cheat right now, see, they thought they had 2016 in the bag.
They did.
But if they're ever going to pull out every bag of tricks, if you will, yes, I said tricks because they're demonic. it's going to be on this election, folks, because they have nothing to lose. If they don't win this election, they know they're going to be swinging from a noose, a lot of these people. I'm sorry. That's just the way it's going to be, because some are going to be charged with treason, and that's going to be the end result.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm just praying, Mark, that the Lord there's a lot of, I sense something huge. You've said it. Other prophetic people have said it. We're in a month, this month of October. Whew. Look, folks, we're almost at the finish line. I don't think it's going to end on election day, but we're almost there. But you're going to have to tighten the ship, get dug deep into this trench with us for another 3 to 4 weeks, and don't be swayed by the media. Turn that mess off. Listen to God. Listen to the people of faith that are encouraging you, and don't be swayed by negative news, because there's going to be a ton of it. But Mark, I do believe there's something big about to explode on this country. I just sense it. I don't know if it's just me and what maybe I'm just eating turnips at night and going to bed. But I'm asking you though, are you feeling it too, that something huge is coming here before this election?
I think we're onto something huge here. I think, D-Class could be it. It could be some other stuff they release. I don't know. I really don't know. God hasn't shown me anything. But I mean, we're on to something huge right now, Chris. We're 28 days away, like you said, from this election. I'm ready to get this party started. I don't know about you.
I'm ready, buddy. I'm
ready to get it on.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. Because this is like, look, I don't want to hear this excuse, guys. Look, I'm gonna have to give some painful truths here for a second. I don't want to hear battlefield fatigue right now as an excuse.
Just took words out.
I don't want to hear it, because this is the time right now when we need to be digging deep.
Yep.
Okay? We need to be digging deep in our character, our integrity, whatever it is we need to do. We need to be digging deep right now in this battle. We need to be praying, addressing God, and warfare, addressing the enemy right now over this country, over our president, over people on the front lines, whatever it is that you're called to do. Battlefield fatigue will not be allowed in God's army right now. We are at the most critical juncture of this war. Literally, we're 28 days away from the prophetic timeline of getting this man back into office.
Come on.
There will be no excuses accepted here. No excuses, period. I know people are getting tired. I get it. Who isn't? But we're all in this same foxhole together.
Without a doubt, bud. And you just took the word out of my mouth, because the word fatigue was what I was about to say. I was like, don't give in to the battleship fatigue, because people are wanting to do that. And I've heard people tell me, they've sent little messages and say, I'm really tired. I don't know if I can hold out till November, and I just don't know what to do. Folks, you gotta just shake yourself tonight. You gotta shake yourself.
You do whatever you have to do to knock that off.
Knock it off.
I'm telling you, it's just not going to be accepted right now, guys. We need every soldier we can get on the front lines right now.
And it's going to have to be fought digitally, folks. I mean, you're going to have to get out there, and if you see a false story, slam it. Get the truth out there about that. Don't let them put lies out there. If you know it's false, tweet it out. Tweet the truth out about it. I mean, if you see something that we need to know about, if you see a story that needs to be put out there about certain things going on, become a soldier. Become a soldier. And look, this is a digital war. I mean, that's just 2020, brother. It's just that's the difference. This kind of warfare we used not to have to fight. It was more ground game. Look, the candidates don't even have to go door to door anymore because of the internet. That's the change of the election world that we live in now. It's all done right here, what we're doing tonight, Mark. It's all done digitally now. And I mean, we're going to have to be in that trench with Trump, and we're going to have to be in that trench with the president, and don't allow the left to steal our narrative, and fight back. Fight back.
Yep. You do what you have to do. Calling your congressmen and women or your local. Look, if there was ever a time, Chris, where people are finding out, so they just thought the federal level was important. But see, through this whole COVID thing, the one good thing that's come out of this is that people are finding out that their state and local elections are just as important, if not more important, than the federal side of things.
That is correct.
So they're finding this out the hard way because they're living it out. Yep. So you have to act. Go vote. Contact people. Go door to door if you can. If you're not physically able to, I mean, look, we all have social media. If you follow General Flynn, we're an army of digital soldiers. He has said that. So we have an army of digital soldiers assembled already. Look, and I want to encourage people with this.
Go ahead, Mark.
People think, well, Mark, you got this many people, or this guy's got that many people. Chris McDonald's got this many people. It doesn't matter how big or how little your following is, guys. I don't care if you've got one person following you on Twitter or Instagram or whatever it is. You are just as important as anyone with 2 followers as someone that's got 2 million followers. Because don't forget, we're being suppressed. So the numbers you see that are following you on YouTube or on social media, those aren't the real numbers, Chris.
That's very true. That's very
Those
true.
aren't the real numbers. So don't let the enemy lie to you thinking I've only got 10 followers. No, you got more than that.
You got that. You sure do.
Because you're being suppressed. People are seeing it. You just aren't seeing the numbers right there in front of you. So I want to encourage people. I don't care if you got 1, 1,000, or 1,000,000. Your voice is being heard. Remember that. Your voice is being heard. We need you. I don't care how big or how small it is. We need you. Keep speaking the truth.
Powerful. Very powerful right there, Mark. I'm so glad you said that because, folks, every